Solid. Cool. So it is, I'm Justin, by the way, Justin Avini, for those of you that don't know me yet. Um, I am what Optavia calls an integrated global director. I've been coaching February. Did I just get my renewal? No, I didn't get it yet. That was somebody else's. But anyways, I've been coaching 7 years February. I think it was February 13th. I took the leap of faith, quit my job, and jumped into this. So I'm excited because we got everybody on. We're going to kind of celebrate. As most of you know, and some of you don't, this is our monthly rank up call, but we wanted to kind of take it to a different pace since it's the new year, and we're going to kind of celebrate 2019 and what that looks like. We have Officer John decided to come in and monitor everything and make sure we're good. No, I'm really excited to be on here because we have some powerful speakers, some people from all walks of life, and really driving this home. Please feel free to jump on. My internet's been crazy, so if you guys make me a little nervous when you're just staring at me, I can't say something. But other than that, yeah, so we're here to celebrate some people. So we have people all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. We're going to let the East Coasters go first and kind of celebrate their success because it is probably past their bedtime, even though they're thriving over there. But yeah, so I'm Justin, and I'm just really excited to be here and celebrate this with you guys. For those of you that just jumped on. And I'm going to actually introduce, there it goes. It's already starting to freeze. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to keep that face for the picture. I told you to do that, so we're going to see how long it takes. Anyways, I'm going to introduce my aunt, Joy, who's a rock star. She's been coaching with me for a couple years. I'll let her tell her story, but let's kick this thing off, man. Let's really get excited. And we have a couple things, so please stay till the end because we have a couple important announcements I want to make sure everybody's aware of as the year kind of kicks off. So Joy, you want to take it away?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Again, Happy New Year. And I love these calls. I love seeing our team, and I love seeing everyone on and just kind of celebrating everyone and doing this together and doing this mission. So a little bit of my story. I know a lot of you have heard my story, but like Justin said, I'm his auntie. And I watched him for 4 years. So if you're ever thinking, oh, that client's taking forever, remember I took 4 years, just love on them. And, but I just basically, if it wasn't for Justin, I don't think anyone would have approached me. I was in a thriving career in fashion. I didn't look like I had a weight loss problem, but I was really, really burned out. And I was trying to slow down my career. I have twins, and I left a full-time career, and I opened a showroom with a friend and really started trying to split my time at home and with work and be present for my children. So what happens is our health gets sacrificed. So I was like the mom that loved the 24-hour stores, so I would grocery shop at midnight. Like I never slept. I would do dishes at 1 a.m. and it was kind of crazy, but I was really wanting to be present with my children. I was trying to figure out how to build this new career around my family, and obviously it wasn't working, and I was really stressed, and I didn't really talk about it, but Justin knew. And I was at his house for Thanksgiving, and I just looked at him and said, enough is enough. And so I jumped on the program, and I loved it. I lost 10 pounds, and I felt amazing, but it was the mental clarity. I had more patience for my children, but at the same time, I was still working my career, and I'm kind of an all or nothing and very focused. So even though I really felt great, I didn't really see the value of the coaching opportunity. But it was in my back pocket, and I kind of thought about it, but my showroom with my partner ended up closing. So if I didn't have this to take it and just go with it and run and be consistent, I would be back working full time on a plane right now to New York for Market Week. So I think I have a really special story for people that maybe that I did not look like I had the traditional weight loss story, but I had more of a business opportunity story. So I just like to share that because it's very different than a lot of coaches that come to our program. I took a really long time. I was slow coming out of the gate. It took me a really long time to get my first client, and I could go on and on and on. But the point is, I was always consistent. So I'm what they call an integrated national director, and I have the pleasure of partnering with some amazing, amazing people that are going to be on this call. And I'm going to introduce the first one, which is Monique. And Monique is on the East Coast, and she jumped on to share with us. She's going to share kind of what's going on. She's an executive that's building this business. She's brought on, I believe, roughly 4 coaches in the last, 6 weeks, and she's carrying a really nice frontline volume. And she went to the Transformational Business Summit in Arizona. So I'd love for her to just talk about a little bit how that affected her and how that really kind of invigorated her and how important events are, and share a little bit kind of what's going on with her business. So Monique, honey, take it away.
Sure. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy to be here. Like Joy said, I have been coaching for about 8 months now. I actually started the program last January around this time because I wanted to lose weight, but also I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I wanted to reduce my medication, and I knew that inflammation had a lot to do with, arthritis, so I wanted to reduce my medication, I wanted to lose weight, and I really just wanted to kick off my new year by starting the program. By April 27th, I was down 30 pounds, and I was really just impressed with the results, but I had never thought about coaching because that wasn't really why I decided to do the program. But Joy and Jeanette, who is my coach, and Donald, they kept, peppering me with different information about why coaching would be beneficial to me. And finally, I just decided to take the leap of faith and start coaching. I started coaching in March, and by, May, I was an executive director, and I've held that position of executive director for the past several months, really just by doing a lot of different things that are, is taught on these trainings. One, going to a lot of, or participating in a lot of the webinars that are offered in all of the boot camps. Those are really, really valuable. And I really learned how to talk to clients, how to build my business, how to build my brand on social media by doing those boot camps and also by doing the trainings. I also was able to go to Arizona, and I really encourage everyone to go to all of the events that are offered because those are such good, one, networking events, but also great events to learn more about the company, what we have to offer, how you can build your business, the value that we bring to people. So the events are really, really worthwhile, and I really recommend that everyone go to those events. And then also really just by getting on our team calls. We have team calls, and I'm sure you all have team calls as well, but the team calls are really valuable for, just again, learning all the different tips and lessons that you need to build your business. I actually work full-time as the National Director of Communications for a large nonprofit here in DC. So I didn't think that I would have the time ever to coach, but I just went all in. I decided that if I was going to do it, I was going to bring my A game. I was going to make sure that I offered great client support. I have about 30 some people that I coached back to optimal health last year, and about 12 who are close to getting to their goal this year. And I just really provided a lot of good client support by reaching out to them, doing the check-in calls, doing the the kickoff calls, arming them with all the information that they needed to be successful. And because of that, a lot of my clients who met their goals, they then decided to coach. And I now have 4 coaches that I brought on at the end of last year, one of who's a senior coach, and the others who are starting to now acquire clients. So, anyone can build this business, even if you have another career that's going on. This is something that I think a lot of people will be passionate about. And it's something that, for me, it never feels like work. It always just feels like something that I enjoy doing. I'm helping people. I'm helping my friends and family. So I do bring all that I can to it. And I think if you just, bring all that you can to it, if you decide to go all in, that you can also build your business and get to where I am to, one, be executive director, but also to have coaches that you bring on as well. So, so I guess that's all I have to share today, but I just am happy to be here with everyone.
Man, bringing the fire all the way from the East Coast. You guys, I hope you're taking notes. I hope you guys are really understanding mindsets, and you'll hear little secrets. Success leaves clues. One of the coolest things I love about Joy's team, and there's many teams on here and they're all being successful, but these ladies are the most busiest ladies I've ever met in my life, and they DIA, do it anyways. So it's like the craziest thing to see. If you make that decision, if you really start to look for people like yourself, you'll start to have magnificent, holy cow, success in this business if you make the decision. So moving on next, I'm really excited to bring on a good friend of mine. We've known each other, I feel like it's been like 5 years already. She was a client of mine, and I'll let her share her story. And then we kind of parted separate ways. She didn't like California too much anymore, so she went out to Texas and started her own party out there. But we reunited back on Facebook, kind of doing what we do. And I share a little bit of that because it's kind of important. You never know where people are in their life, and you never know what's going on with them. So I was fortunate enough, really was fortunate enough to repartner with her as she was just getting back on Facebook. And I love my face when it does that. But the point is, though, is we reconnected. So Jennifer Shoemake, can you come on and share a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everybody. And again, Happy New Year to you guys. Justin, your face is still froze, so I'm not sure if everybody can hear me.
No, you're good. I just wanted to keep that post for the pictures in case anybody was wanting to.
Well, thanks for having me on and inviting me to the call. After following Monique and Joy, you know, they do definitely bring the fire. I have been working with Justin and coaching for a little over 2 years now. And whenever I first came to coaching, I had actually, just like Justin said, had done program a couple of times before. And I was successful at it. I lost the weight, but I didn't do program. I didn't embrace program. I actually just was trying to lose some weight. So lost the weight I did and then gained it back. Over the course of a few years, as I was trying to go through my yo-yo dieting, if you will, Justin was touching base with me, and I was growing up the corporate ladder in corporate America. And so I was doing very well in my business and what it is that I did. But what I found was, as I was losing the weight, I was originally losing it because I had 2 little girls. And so I wanted to lose that baby weight. Well, as I'm trying to raise these little girls now, and I'm climbing up the corporate ladder, the stress is getting to me because I didn't have work-life balance. So it came to a point where I had to make an ultimate sacrifice for my career. And I decided I needed to leave my 6-figure income career so that I could focus full-time on my children, because I felt like their early ages of life, they had not had their mom present. And that really affected me. That actually sent me into a little bit of a depression, if you will. So by the time Justin and I connected, he's right. I wasn't on Facebook for multiple years. And then coincidentally, I get back on, I see a post of his, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't even know what the post was about, but you know, he saw my like, and then he went and he messaged me within 24 hours, like, hey, Chica, what's up? And so this time around, whenever we had our chat, I was not employed, and I was looking for a job, but I wasn't looking for coaching. I was just looking for something that could allow me to work from home and be able to be more present with my kids. Whenever I talked to Justin, the thing that resonated with me the most, and sometimes you never realize the things that we say that really resonate with somebody. And what resonated with me was that he said, Jen, are you going to do things your way, or are you going to do things my way? Because I have a feeling you might be back for a 4th time. And I had to think about it for a minute. And I mean, he asked me if he could be blunt. I gave him permission, and he was right. This 3rd time around, I was going to do the same thing that I've always done. And so this time he said, you know, I'd like you to think about the opportunity of coaching, because you know, you're looking for that work-life balance. You're looking for to be able to work from home. He said, but you also, you don't have accountability for your goals. And maybe this will help you in that regard. And, you know, he was absolutely right. Ever since then, I decided to coach, and I was at my lowest point mentally, and I was in a depressive state. I was in no position to be a coach, but that didn't stop me. He supported me along the way. I started working on my business. It did, just like Joy, it took me a while to get to senior coach and bring on other clients. But I think the difference was that I actually worked on the program. I actually let my coach me, and I actually really invested my time in learning how to embrace both the program, the coaching aspect, and really just learning to love myself again and personally develop. So this program has done for me, has done for my family. My kids are flourishing. They're healthy. My husband is happy. He has his wife back because I wasn't me for the longest time. And not only that, but my family and my friends are all getting healthy. Like, all of those things have been life-changing for me enough to where I don't want to go back to where I was. I might not be at the 6-figure income that I was at, but I'll be there soon enough. I just got to, continue to do my business and continue to accept the advice and all the mentoring that we get from all these great leaders that we have on this call here. Looking forward for what's in store for 2020. I want to continue to build on my business, grow my coaches, and I want to continue to personally develop it within myself. And I think that that's a really good focus, and something that's really cool about coaching is that it's not just about the job and bringing on clients and all that other stuff. You really get an opportunity to work on yourself and see what it is that you truly can do. Having said that, I would like to now introduce a coach of mine that has been coaching a little over 6 months. She was a high school friend of mine that we had not connected with for several years, and program brought us together. So Ellen, would you like to come on?
Sure. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. I have some new earbuds, so just bear with me. My husband saw Jennifer's progress. It's been about 2 years now, but I had a history of PCOS all through my life and struggled with weight. PCOS causes hormone issues. Weight has always been an issue, whether if someone needed to lose it or gain it. Infertility is a big issue. So when I started program in February of 2019, my first week, even before getting on the scale, I started to feel better. My clothes were looser. And when the scale said I lost 8 pounds that first week, I knew this was different. I knew this worked. And I'd finally found what I needed for the longest. My husband started with me. He had medical issues as far as he didn't get off medication. So we did it together. And I think that made up one of the biggest differences in my life. But since starting, PCOS is not an issue anymore. I've been able to overcome that. It's regulated, and to actually know what healthy means. And PCOS is not an issue anymore. That's actually how I even thought about coaching, was that I was asked to just share my story and how a program has helped with that. And I realized that actually I had a story that I needed to share to other people to be able to help them in their lives. So I made the decision to start coaching, not only for that, but also just for the financial need. Program needed to be something more that I could afford. So I've already surpassed that goal, and building a team that is just very motivated. One of my coaches, I have a coach already, and she's on here, and I'm just excited to be an example. One of the things I've learned is just that follow by example. There's so many mentors that I've been able to learn more about. I not only am I a wife and a mom, but I work full-time for a school district, and I'm coaching now. I'm in school trying to finish my degree. So even though I have so much going on, you learn to be able to structure that, take it a day at a time. And it just makes it so much more simpler and be able to focus on what matters. So I'm so glad that I found this. It's really just been a blessing in my life.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's awesome. So I love these calls because these are all different walks of life, right? We got 6-figure income earners. We got people in school. We got teachers. We got Mike's on here. He's a truck driver. We got bus drivers. We got, executive women on here. You got a roofer, right? I mean, that's literally all walks of life, what's going on. So I'm really excited. I'm going to bring it back to Joy, and she's going to introduce one of her team members. And I'll just let her do it since my face froze again.
Cool. Justin just brought up something that I love about what we do, how we all come to this program with a different story. So everyone can be touched by our stories. Ellen, I love your story. I've never heard it. I've been watching you and following your energy, and I love it. So I'm really excited for you. Yes. So I'm going to introduce a fabulous woman, a mama that her work ethic and her grit and integrity is beautiful. And I love, again, she's one of our business partners, and she's going to share her story, and then she's going to introduce one of her coaches that she's brought on that we have fallen in love with. So, Sarah, please share away.
Hey. So yes, can you guys see me? I'm in my car, but I'm not driving a bus or a truck or anything of large capacity. I'm just out with my family this evening, and wanted to come on, share my quick story that my coach Kelly actually attended my church, and she would post these really cool pictures about people successfully losing weight. And I was honestly so mean to her. I sent her a private message, and I was like, hey, look, I want to know what you're doing, but I don't want you to sell anything to me, and I don't want you to tell me I can't have coffee or I can't ever have chocolate again, because I'll fail. We'll just be real right now, I'll fail. And, kind of tongue-in-cheek goofing around, but, she was like, no, I start a lot of my days eating a brownie. I was like, all right, let's talk. And I had my last, praise God, my last child about a year before this, and I could not seem to get weight to move for anything. And I know about nutrition, and I know about how you ought to eat, and I just couldn't implement it in a way that was successful. And so, 1 week on program, I had lost 5 pounds, and it was mind-blowing to me. I was like, I know some people lose more than that, but that to me was a mountain. I actually got weight to move. And so I knew even in that first week, like, I love the community that we have in connection with this program, and I love the way that people encouraged each other and they built one another up. I just loved how the coaches gave such amazing support, and Dr. A's heart for people, and there's just so much involvement and so much support given. It's almost like you'd have to work at failing harder than you have to work at success on this program. So I was so in love with it. I knew I was automatically going to share it with people. I was already going to bring them along with me. So I did. I signed up to coach, I think, that first week that I was on program, and by my first month, I had brought on, I think, 6 or maybe 7 clients. I wanted it to spread like wildfire because I loved it so much. I had lost like 45 pounds in 3 months, and my husband's down about 50 pounds now. And so we've just gotten so much more life available to us from this process. And it's been so eye-opening, and really it's moved so many mountains for us in our lives. Like, coaching has provided, really patched so many holes that we needed, because I didn't go back to work after I had my youngest. And so just trying to make everything balanced became a hassle. And so this was such a solution for that in so many ways. And it's been so much fun. It really has been such a blessing to be in connection with this community and have a chance to get to know so many people so really deeply, like to truly know them and to be known. Like, it's such a blessing. So I've enjoyed this so much, getting to be part of something so amazing. And I've enjoyed getting to share it. And that actually is a great segue to me bringing in Krista. She's one of my coaches, and she's just this amazing human being, passionate as the day is long. And I just love her heart for people and her desire to connect them to good health and healthy lifestyle. And so this was such a perfect fit for her, but I'll let her tell her story. I was just excited to get to not only reconnect with her, but have her as part of this team.
Hey, everybody. So Sarah and I were not connected for many years. The funny thing is Sarah used to babysit me when I was a lot younger. So that's we went to church together, and she's just an incredible person. And so we got reconnected. And I had for years wanted to be a health coach. Went to nutrition school, got a certification, did some different things, but never was able to do anything with it. And when we reconnected, I saw on her Facebook that she was a health coach, and I thought, wait a minute, what? This is what I want to do. And for me, kind of like what Joy said, I went into this not really even thinking about needing to lose weight. I had 2 kids. They're 11 and a half months apart. So I had a little bit of baby weight left on, but I was like, I got this. I can figure that out. No big deal. And so Sarah told me about program, and it took me a little bit to jump on, but I did program and ended up losing 14 pounds. And the same thing like Sarah said, within her first week I lost 6 pounds. I was like, okay, this really does work. Like, I'm really fully 100% on board with this. It's been a few months for me. It's almost been about 4 months that I've been a coach now, had some clients, seen some great successes, and just being able to walk with people and share this with people and help change their lives
obviously weight's a huge thing, but as we all talk, it's like so much more than that. And seeing people really begin to love themselves and take care of themselves and want to do this, that's huge for me. And that's the biggest thing that I love that's part of this community, is because we love each other, we care for each other, and it's, you know, it's not doing this alone. And that's so huge for me. So
Joy, can you get the mute? You got it? Technical difficulties. Okay, cool. So did you get it? All right. No
I
worries.
got it. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Krista, for sharing. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and Chris, I just want to throw out there that Krista, you know, is working on coming to her first event in March. She didn't actually, you know, Big Bear is going to, you know, the qualifying event, but she's going to. She understands the power of events, and she has, you know, children and a husband, and I just wanted to throw that out there because, as Monique said, events are magic and are powerful. So, you know, as working in corporate America, you know, Jennifer and I know some other people understand, like, we didn't have a choice, right? We had to go when we needed to travel for business. But now that this is our company, try your best to hit these events, guys. So I just want to throw that out there, and I'm excited for you, Krista. So I'm going to introduce Michelle, and I'm excited because Michelle is new to our team, and I'm really excited about her story. And she has, again, she works full time, and she's going to share a little bit about her journey, and she's had a little bit of breakthrough. So Michelle, I'm excited for you to share.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I am employed. I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm a sergeant over a shift, so I'm working a lot of 12-hour shifts overtime. I actually reconnected with the program. I begged somebody to please help me because I've done this before and I want to do it again. I knew it worked before. But I started the program maybe in 2014 or 15, and I had dropped about 51 pounds. I had stubborn pregnancy weight that I couldn't get rid of. So I went and I had some surgery. I had to get off the program. Doctor didn't like the nutrition. Not that it wasn't bad, just he wanted me to heal fast. And then we had a death in our family. My daughter's dad had passed. So there was a lot of depression, and we fell off the eating and all that. So this year I came back. Then I dropped about 50 pounds, and now I'm almost down 25. Halfway to my goal again. And hopefully we'll be staying there, obviously. I reached out to some friends and family, and I have some maybes, some that are going to tag along as soon as finances come into better light. But yeah, I'm excited. Pushing it out there. Hopefully I get some people tagging along with me to enjoy the journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Welcome to the party. It should be good. And hopefully I'm not mean mugging you right now. I promise. Just my internet's awesome. So, well, I'm excited, man. I think the coolest thing about this is we get to know each other. And like Joy said, you know, there's the Big Bear event coming up, and I was going to talk about that in a second, but I'll just bring it out real quick. You know, I do a Big Bear event, and I don't know if you guys know, for some of you newer people, but it's a qualifying event, and it's my version of a mini Sundance. And Sundance is where Dr. A takes the top 1% of the leaders up there, because that's a place where Robert Redford wanted to take the property and not turn it into the next Park City, Utah. And he wanted to actually capture the beauty of the place. He wanted to bring it for up and coming actresses, actors, writers. And he built this amazing couple of buildings where they just go and they share their stories and they act things out, and they kind of have their emotions and their ideas thrive. And so Dr. A takes us up there to paint this picture every year of how our year's coming to an end and what we're doing moving forward, and really talks about mindset. We don't talk about, you know, how to acquire a client or how to do things. We actually really work on ourselves from a deep level. So that's what I wanted to do for us. I brought that to California, Big Bear, and we'll be doing that in a few weeks. And then also we have a couple other events that I want you guys to kind of be aware of, please. And the next one is in March, and that's in Gilbert, Arizona. And it actually is a qualifying event, the qualifying in the tiers of how much it costs to register. So anybody is welcome to go to this, but it will be a little bit more expensive as you're a lower rank. So the idea is to encourage you to hopefully qualify at a higher rank, so it's less money. We'll get that post out for you guys and tag you guys in there. Have your mentors, if you guys are eager to go, to have your mentors tag you in that information. There is an event going around in Growing to Senior Coach that can show you that stuff. The next event we have coming up is National Convention, and that's our biggest event of the year. This last year we had over, I think it was over like 11,000 people or something like that. This next year it's supposed to be closer, I think 20. It's really escalating and turning into a great place. That's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. And that stuff is actually in your back office. The itinerary isn't in there for the days, but the dates are in there. So work with your mentors on what makes sense for you. Your housing, whether it's a hotel or we do an Airbnb with your team or what that looks like, be aware of that. And then we also have one more event that's going to be going in November, somewhere in Arizona, I believe. I don't know the dates for that, but it will probably be mid-month. So there's 3 major events that kind of go on throughout the year, minus mine, for you guys. And then hopefully we get you guys up to Sundance and you guys get to shake hands with Dr. A and kind of really hang out. We call it a pajama party because we're up there in the woods. It's freezing cold. We got our big hoodies on and we're doing stuff like that. So there's quite a few events to go to. There's quite a few different boot camps and things. And if I can encourage you guys to get on these calls, Success Leaves Clues. Community is huge. One of the most successes in this program, and I think Michelle kind of hit it, was I'm reaching out for help. And the community is powerful. And the most successful people are usually the coaches because they stay attached to the community. Even more successful than clients, because sometimes as clients, we don't know what we don't know, and that's okay. So really attach to those things, attach to the boot camps, attach to local events, create events. I'll speak freely right now. It's being recorded. If you have an event that you want to put out in your local area and you work really hard to acquire at least 20 people to go, and it's out of my state, I will fly out there and I will come help you guys run a healthy happy hour in your local area. So that's out there. So anyways, moving on to one of my favorite people, this girl, she's kind of partnered with me. She's also got an amazing coach that's working with her too. So I want to bring on Beverly. She's going to kind of share with us what being consistent means through the most common thoughts of months that we don't think things can happen. And so I just wanted her to come on and kind of share how she's doing in the months of November and December. Perfect timing because I froze.
Hi, everyone. So I actually came onto program. All I can see is Justin's frozen face. Can everybody hear me? Okay, all right. I came on program back in March of 2018. I had tried to lose weight on my own, and nothing was working. I had stalled. I did all the stuff that everybody does, go to the gym, do the high protein type stuff, and nothing was working. I was stalled. And I just happened to come across a friend of mine, and she said, well, why don't you try what I did? And it was Christy McKee. And I said, well, what did you do? And she said, I lost 40 pounds in 4 months. And my daughter lost 80 pounds in 8 months. And because Justin had contacted them. And so that's where this whole chain came down. But so that got my attention. And I originally was a home ec teacher. I taught nutrition. And I had just recently moved to California, and I was starting over again. 2 divorces, virtually no retirement. 53 years old. The only thing I had going for me was the fact that I could teach, and my kids were good. My kids were older, and so mom got a chance to do whatever mom wanted to do, right? So I decided to take a chance, and I was a credit card thrower, which is funny because took Joy 4 years. It took me about 5 minutes. So I actually went to an event with Christy in Ontario, California, and I heard the food science behind it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally going to work. Because I was in a sorority, and I don't know if anyone else was in a sorority, but you've seen every single weight loss plan there is. Trust me. If there was a weight loss plan, somebody you knew had done it and probably gained their weight back. And so so I signed on kind of as a science experiment. The box showed up. I looked at it and I went, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But I'm like, nope, I know that this is going to work. And so I lost 30 pounds in 3 months and went from a size 14 to a size 6. Ecstatic, right? Well, not only did I just sign up for program, but I was like, oh my gosh, you're telling me that I can actually lose weight and help others lose weight at the same time and help them get healthy too. And start my own business and not work for anyone else and actually be in charge of my own freedom and personal time freedom. And they're like, yes, absolutely. Because Justin was doing that. Desiree was doing that. Christy was doing that. So all these people around me were all doing this. And I'm like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So that's what I did. So I signed up as a coach right away. And I was still working because I didn't want to give up my job yet. And I was still working. But by January of last year, I decided that this is it. I'm just going to have to do this because I really enjoy it and I love helping people. So I went part-time at my job, and then I actually left my job in April. So I've been doing that full-time since April, and now I'm executive director. And so I've become executive director. I was able to go to convention, thank goodness. And I learned so much at convention. So like Justin said, and just like Monique said, all of the trainings, go to convention, get partnered with everybody that you know, partner with someone else. Like Ellen and I are really good friends. I met Ellen and I met Jennifer at convention. And I love just talking to them and saying, hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? What's new? Like, is there anything that you guys are using that would work for me? That kind of stuff. So just make sure you partner with people, use them as accountability people. And what was the thing? Oh, and I wanted to let you guys know that in December, I got my biggest bonus check. I was pretty excited that I've ever had. I also had the biggest FLV, which I've ever had. So that was on it. That was like really cool. And just this past week, I started 7 new clients. So, and I've got 4 coaches now, which I'm really excited about. And so I'm kind of like, and The Price is Right, that little mountain climber guy that goes like this. That's who I am. I'm that guy, that little mountain climber guy, because I might not be the fastest person on the team, but I'm the most consistent person on the team, I think. So, because I know consistency works. I've seen it. The more consistent I am, then all of a sudden somebody will call and be like, okay, I'm ready. Just when I think I'm like, no, just when I think everything's like, I'm going to lose it, somebody calls and says, yes, I'm ready. So just stick with it. The system works just like the plan works. So just stick with it, be consistent. And when you need support, reach out because we're all there for everybody. So that's all. That's it.
Love it, man. Love it. Yeah, I think that was kind of exciting. We did her 2020 call, and I'm just going to go with it, even though my thing keeps freezing. But we did her 2020, mapping out her goals for 2020. I reached out and asked whoever wanted to do a full year, not just your monthly map, but like your full year of what your goals were. And she kind of shared with me. That's really exciting to understand because mindset, especially with newer coaches, we come into October, November, December. October, pretty good month. And it's kind of a good month by default. Everybody's coming back from school. They're getting kind of dialed in. August, September, October is kind of just an energy month because people are getting settled in, deciding to get healthy maybe before the holidays. And then we get in that mindset that November, December, nobody wants to sign up. And one of the things, you talk about is being consistent through this stuff. And she ended up getting her biggest bonus check and probably the most historical worst month mentally for people. I'm saying mentally, not actually, for people. And she was able to bring on clients almost right away this month because of that consistency. So over this next 90 days, there's going to be some amazing things happening. And we want to really understand that as entrepreneurs, we can't just pick up a phone and guarantee everybody's going to call. But what we can guarantee is people will eventually show up from the action we've done in March to August. They'll show up in October to December. From the people that we've talked to, October, November, December are going to show up January through May, and so on and so forth. And there's different categories of how that works based on how many people we talk to. So a couple big tips, you know, be consistent, man. Be consistent. One of the most human nature's things we have. And I love Beverly because she has a lot of, if I can share, and I'm sure she doesn't mind, she has a lot of mental growth that she's gone through. Because most of us as humans, being newer coaches, we kind of like to maybe be sure that we're making a point of proving ourselves right. And what I mean by that is when we start doing a lot of active things, and we're so used to that, let's just say it, employee mindset, where you get paid, you work Monday through Friday, you get paid that 2-week check. That's like a guarantee. But with this business, when we decide to make a decision, when we decide to get into action, that first 2-3 weeks, that first month, or like Michelle said, you know, I got some maybes, I've got some not reallys. You know, people are signing 1 or 2 people up. Maybe nobody signed anybody up. Joy, it took her 8 months to hit executive director. And these are important things to understand. But if you stay consistent and you're going for that bigger vision, all of a sudden, like Bev says, people will just call you up. Okay, I'm ready. And you're like, wait, you were actually watching me? They are. They all are. They always are. So just really understand that. So we just wanted to kind of celebrate 2019. 2020 is going to be amazing. I was fortunate enough to get on with some of the top leaders in the Fraser organization. We really mapped out this year. There's going to be some amazing boot camps coming up. No, not physical boot camps with weights, but for those newer coaches, but boot camps in the sense of we're going to really strategically show you action steps and mindset. We're going to really work on the mindset this year. So do yourselves a favor. Maybe as a New Year's resolution, if you're not too 100% certain on one, let's work on mindset. Let's do my favorite thing is the Kim Fisk thought process. What if I continue to do this? What if I'm able to make that amount of money? What if I am able to pay it forward and help a certain amount of people? What if? Instead of doing what we do normally as humans, and all of a sudden what's not going our way, we start to shut down. And that's where I brought up the point of we try to prove ourselves right. So we do less action steps, we see less results, and then all of a sudden now it's at that point where you're proving yourself right in the wrong sense. What I say is lean into that, like Beverly did, up your action steps, and now all of a sudden we're at it for the program to where you're really impacting a lot of lives. You're starting to see the income you want to see. You're starting to help yourself get balanced out. You know, those are the things that make this thing important. So I'm really excited. I want to bring David Harrison on. We weren't sure we were going to have enough time, but this is my boy. He's been running with me for a long time. We've gone way back, way before program, but it's really exciting. Like Joy did a beautiful post the other day, how she was able to hop on a call and be with a good friend, now growing a business and a life together. Well, I've been able to do that with this guy, and he's been crushing it. His team's been crushing it. So I'm excited to kind of hear from him a little bit of what he got out of 2019 and have him share a story with you guys.
Man, thanks, Justin. Yeah, 2019, what a crazy year. I think for a lot of us, it was a great year of growth, or else we wouldn't be on this call right now. I know it was for me, and I think that's one of the cool things with Optavia is I came to this program looking for help. You know, I got hurt, and I was in the military, and gained a lot of weight. Got up to over 300 pounds, 327 pounds on my biggest, and just couldn't do what I thought was healthy before, like crash diet and work out as much as I could. Just couldn't do it. I didn't have the physical ability anymore, and my health started deteriorating. Lost my career because of my health and my injuries, so just really wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself. That's when I started going to the gym and working out as hard as I could, but I was taking a lot of supplements. I did lose some weight, but I started really hurting my health even more, which was my kidney and my liver. Things started throwing up red flags, and it really scared me because at the time my dad was he was terminally ill, and me and my mom were the only ones taking care of him. So watching him suffer from choices that he made from his health early on because of things that he didn't know better really affected me, and I just didn't want that for my kids and my family to have to go through that. So I took full responsibility, and that's when I kind of looked for something that was going to help me get healthy and not hurt my health at the same time. And that's when I found this program, and it was a simple picture that Justin posted, 18 pounds in 2 weeks. I know most of us have heard his weight loss story in the beginning. And, you know, that got me asking questions and telling him, like, this has to be something healthy. It can't be something where I'm going to hurt my health even more, because I've already been there, done that. And, you know, it blew my mind. 30 pounds in 30 days, started helping my family, helped my mom, ended up losing 48 pounds. And at the time, you know, when we're the ones taking care of my dad, that was huge for us. That was priceless. You know, couldn't put a price on her actually being able to help my dad, you know what I mean, for his time, you know, for his last times with us. You know, when it meant the most to us, our health, and just being there for him. And that was so huge for my mom. And not only did she lose the weight, but she got the energy, but she came off of 14 of her own medications. So she helped her health a lot. And now she's here for our family. She's hanging out with our grandkids. She's taking them out. I mean, she just had surgery, gave us a little scare over the weekend at the ER, had some trouble breathing, but she's fine. She bounced back, and it's just, you know, she's a warrior now in her health. She has control of it. It's how she feels the next day, because she kind of knows how to do it now. Instead of, you know, just looking for the next best quick fix. Kind of like, you know, that whole employee mindset. And I think a lot of us can relate when Justin was talking about that, you know, doing something for the instant gratification or for the Friday, you know, and just kind of escaping. But really what OptiVia is about at certain times, you know, when life gets tough and stuff. And I don't know, for me, that's when I really try to lean into, you know, a lot of people that we work with, a lot of coaches that I respect, a lot of mentorship. You know, you guys reach out, like, that's huge here. That's what we're all here for, because we've all been through that. We've all done that. You know, we've all gotten that client that was really angry at the cheddar poppers, and we had one client, you know, that's, you know, whatever their challenge is, like, we've all been through the same kind of thing. And that's why we say so much, you know, work on ourselves, because that's what, if we're already ready for those things that are going to be thrown at us, it's nothing, you know. It's just another day of serving more people and kind of bouncing through the waves of what coaching is really about. You know, it's kind of like we talked about broken motorcycles. You know, we're in the business for fixing motorcycles, and some people tried to fix them themselves and may have messed it up a little more, you know, and there's some things that maybe we just can't help them with. And, you know, sometimes you have to tell them that. But as long as they know we've planted those seeds and kind of shared everything OptiVia is about, then we've done our part as a coach, and we just keep on doing it, because those people, they come, you know, like Joy, 4 years, and just like my friend Mike here, you know, we've come a long way. He was my mentor when I joined the Navy, and I just want to introduce him and kind of share, you know, things that we've been doing, as far as, you know, iron sharpens iron. I think it's really cool. It keeps me super accountable. So here's Mike.
Hey guys, how's it going? So I just wanted to come on and share real quick. I was a truck driver when I did the program first, back in August 2016. I got introduced to the program by Dave. I saw the weight that he lost. I went back and visited him one time, and he was down to 190 pounds. I couldn't believe it, because even in the military, he was always trying to make weight, and it was real struggle for him. So I have quadruple bypasses that run through my family. I was 40 pounds overweight at the time, and Heidi was 22 pounds overweight. We hopped on the program in the truck over the road, sitting on our butts. We lost 62 pounds between us in 2 months. Life happened. I actually purchased a coaching kit back then, but I did absolutely zero with it. I thought I was going to be able to do it on the road, but just too tired, too busy, too stressed. Then we moved out to Missouri. We ended up gaining all our weight back because we didn't follow the program correctly. Hopped on the program again, lost the same amount of weight in the same amount of time, and then I realized how amazing this program was at that point, and started helping other people, my family, some of my coworkers. Then hopped on Facebook and started doing the work on Facebook with Dave, and that got me up to executive director in 3 months. And then I've been hovering at executive director since October 2018. I made regional director 1 month, and now I'm back to executive director. But things are looking good. Things are looking up. We started doing some accountability training, me and Dave, with some of the coaches that are actually motivated to do some stuff. So we hop on a Zoom call and we set timers. We grab our hundreds list. If the coach is new, we get them all set up. We go in there and we show them how to do get their Facebook friends all lined up in alphabetical order, have them make a hundreds list. Once they get all that set up, then we set a timer for 20 minutes, and then we hit those people up, about 15 people in 20 minutes if we can. Just making those connections, going to Facebook, like, comment, going over to Messenger. It's perfect right now because you can always just say, hey, happy 2020. Hope your family has a blessed new year. Boom, there's the conversation, there's the connection. So we've been running through that. That's been working out pretty good. I linked arms with my coaches as best as I could before, but I think this with accountability, like on Zoom, grab your coaches and those ones that are motivated will hop on the Zooms with you and do that accountability work, and you guys can get it done. I mean, we're having some pretty great results with a brand new coach. He's getting calls like crazy. So it's working out really good. And the consistency for sure. Like everybody keeps saying, consistency is key in this. I get surprised all the time. I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I kept going because people quit. I mean, I've had a couple coaches that almost made executive director, and now they have about 3 people left because they stopped posting on Facebook. So definitely keep going and stay consistent.
Awesome, Mike. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's honestly, here's the thing, dude, is it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. But what I can tell you is I've been doing this 7 years, and it's been a blessing. And it's all been because of consistency. Things that you want to acquire in this business, you can absolutely do. You know, just real quick, I'll close out with this. We did a brand new call with a brand new coach. And it's interesting when you ask them to say, okay, what do you want to do with this? And they're like, well, if I could help this amount of people or that amount of people. And they're coming from an integritous place, which is, I don't want to be money hungry. But then you get into what we really want to get into. And the cool thing about this program, and it's a silly analogy, but I love this analogy, is when you get on an airplane, the first thing they tell you is you do what? If something goes bad, you put on your oxygen mask first, and then you help everybody else. And so that being said is we're coming after goals for us. We're coming after our health. We're coming after our mental health. We're coming after our financial health. Once that's semi in order, then you can really accelerate this thing. So I asked her, I said, okay, you want to help a certain amount of people and you want to be able to partner with people and encourage them to do things that they maybe never could have done or be at a place where they feel really healthy and impact them. But what do you want? And I'll challenge you guys today. I'll leave you with this is I asked her, I said, what do you need to make a month to kind of be comfortable? And she mentioned about $3,000 a month. And I said, awesome. And I said, okay, what would be mind blowing for you? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would be mind blowing for you a month? And she jumped up to 5,000. Right now, 5,000 to me 7 years ago was amazing. I just wanted to make $2,000 a month. And when I started making $3,000 a month, I was stoked. But the point is, though, is I said, really dig deep in what is mind blowing for you. And she wants to make $10,000 a month. And that may be mind blowing for her right now. And I know that'll change as we start to see things happen. But the point is, though, is we wrote down a list of what that $10,000 represented. Freedom for her kids, better savings accounts, no debt, being able to travel when she wants to travel. That's what I challenge you guys today. Find out what your goals are, what you really want to do. And then let's attach that monthly income to what that can do. One of my favorite things is donating. Donating money, donating time. There's a lot of things I do behind the scenes. You know, we posted a couple, double your tip month last month for the holidays. And I posted a couple of those things. But there's other things I'm able to do that's a very big blessing to me. Donate some of that money, do things. But the point is, though, is find out what those goals are for yourself. Let's get your oxygen mask on first. And let's do that as fast as we can. And then let's go help other people do the same thing. So I hope you guys had a good night. I hope you guys were able to take some notes. I hope you were able to see some faces. I hope you guys really understand the importance of events and boot camps and these calls. These calls are magical. So you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for staying on. And we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll post the playback in a little bit.